Welcome student in today's online section of subject Mechatronics. Today we are going to see next concept and today we are going to see the static and dynamic characteristics of the measuring instrument. So actually some point of the static characteristics we see in last lecture, but still we are going to revise it. Okay, so just focus on your screen. So what is the static characteristic of a measuring instrument? So normally the static characteristics are the characteristics of instrument which are shown when the input provided to the measuring instrument is stable or constant, or you may say it is the slowly varying. And what is the dynamic characteristics? These are the characteristics of the instruments when there is a rapid change in the input or measurement. Okay. Again some difference, the input-output relationship is independent of rate of change of input in case of static, but there is a relation in input-output over the rate of change of input in case of the dynamic characteristics. Okay, some examples of this static characteristics are accuracy, resolution, linearity, precision and hysteresis, whereas in dynamic characteristics are speed of response, fidelity and lag. We are going to see all these characteristics today. Just see on your screen. Here you can see, since the static characteristics affects the dynamic behavior, the overall performance is then judged by a semi-quantitative superposition of the static and dynamic characteristics. Both the characteristics are important one. Terminologies used in static characteristics are range, span, linearity, sensitivity, threshold, resolution, error, etc. So here we are. We are going to see the range and span. So what is range? Range, it is the limit between the input can vary. Normally if you see the measuring scale, you have a 15 centimeter, its range is 15 centimeter, where the input minimum is 0 and output maximum is 15 centimeter. So the range of instrument defines the minimum and maximum value of a quantity that is instruments is designed to measure is called as range. The formula for input range is I minimum and I maximum, where the output range is denotes by output minimum and output maximum. Okay. This range is also associated. Range is denotes by means of the values, which is minimum and maximum. Whereas here you can see a resistance thermometer sensor might be quoted as having a range of 0 degree centigrade to 800 degree centigrade. Means the minimum input can be 0 degree centigrade and maximum input is 800 degree centigrade in case of the thermometer which is used to sense the temperature. Whereas the span, it is the maximum variation between the input and output. Input span can be given by input maximum minus input minimum, whereas output span can be given as output maximum minus output minimum. Normally students, in case of the industrial application, if we are going to use the pressure gauge to measure the pressure between 0 to having the range of 0 to 100 bar, so this means that it is having a span of 25 to 75, because in case of the industrial application we are going to use the range beyond 25 degree centigrade to 75 degree, 25% to 75% of the full scale reading or maximum input output. So here span will be equals to 50%. So span, what is span? It is the maximum variation between the I max and I minimum, input maximum and input minimum. Now this is the linearity. The output reading of an instrument is linearly proportional to the quantity being measured. It is the one of the desirable characteristics of the instrument. I take this linearity in brief in the last section. Here you can see what is sensitivity. Sensitivity is the ratio of the change in output to the corresponding change in input under the steady state condition. We took this in the last section. Here you can see this is the output on y-axis, this is the input given on the x-axis, and when we plot the graph between input and output, here we will get the linear characteristics, and the slope of this line is the sensitivity of this instrument. You know, slope of this line is change in delta y by delta x, change in output to the change in input. Here you can see it is the slope of the input output curve, indicates by how much the output of an instrument changes when the quantity being measured changes of a given amount. The sensitivity can be linear or non-linear. Here you can see it is the linear characteristics between the output and input, so we can say that it is the linear sensitivity, and here the relation is not linear, it is in the form of curve, or it is non-linear, so we can say that sensitivity can be linear or non-linear. Then what is threshold? Threshold, it is if the instrument's input increases very gradually from 0, there will be some minimum value below which no output change can be detected. Suppose we are going to measure the pressure, and start increasing the suppose a pressure gauge is connected to the tank, and we start to increase the pressure inside the tank gradually, so there will be some pressure, it will be 0.01 bar, 0.001 bar, which will not be recorded by the pressure gauge, and after this the pressure gauge starts showing the output pressure. So the minimum value of this pressure, which will be not recorded by the pressure gauge, is called as the threshold. Means it is the value after 0, sometime 0.01% of the higher range of this instrument. A manufacturer specially specify it as an absolute value or percentage of full scale reading. So what is threshold? It is the minimum value which is not recorded by the instrument. Minimum value means it is not 0, more than 0, but it is the minimum change in input which is not recorded by the instrument. We name it as a threshold. What is the resolution? Resolution, it is the smallest possible increment discernible between the measured value. So it is the resolution, what you heard this word resolution in case of the pixel camera, but in case of this measuring instrument, this resolution, it is the smallest possible increment in the input which can be recorded. So considering our scale as a measuring instrument, you have the scale of 15 centimeter, the resolution is 0.1 centimeter or 1 mm. Here, as the term is used, higher resolutions means smaller increments can be recorded. An instrument with a 5 display, say 0.000 to 9.999, is said to have a higher resolution than an identical instrument with 3-digit display, say 0.00 to 9.99. So here it is divided into 5, it is divided into 3. Here 3-digit display, it is having a 5-digit display, means a small increment can be recorded over this 5-digit display. So it is having a higher resolution considering to this 3-digit display. Okay. Then hysteresis. What is hysteresis? It is the effect of producing different reading when the measured quantity is approaches from above or below. Okay. It is maybe result from a mechanical friction or thermal effects. Okay, so before taking this hysteresis, we need to discuss about the calibration. You know, students, calibration is done to check the effectiveness of the measuring instrument. So while making this calibration, we are going to measure the measurement from 0 to high limit, and then again start to measure the same measurement from higher limit to the lower limit or 0. Here we refer it as a above or below. So hysteresis, it is the okay. So it is not possible. Suppose we are going to measure the 50 bar pressure through a pressure gauge, but while working in while doing the calibration of that pressure gauge, we start to start from the 0 to 100 and record the point input output, record the point on input output curve where we are going to get this 50 bar pressure which is output, and record the input at the same time. But when we start measuring from the upward to downward point, means from higher limit to lower limit, at that time at the same input we will not get the that 50 bar, means at variable input we will get the 50 bar pressure. So the difference between these two is the hysteresis. Here again listen me, hysteresis, it is the maximum difference in output at any measured value within the specified range, when the value is approaches first with increasing and then with decreasing value of parameter. Means what, we will get the particular value, suppose 50 bar, we will get this value at two different input, while we are going to measure it in increasing or while we are going to measure it from decreasing. Again listen me, so difference between the two difference between these two is the hysteresis. So hysteresis is the maximum difference in output at any measured value within the specific range, when the value is approaches first with increasing and then with decreasing value of parameter. It name as the hysteresis. Hysteresis can be defined as the maximum difference in any part of output reading so obtained during one calibration cycle. Okay. Hysteresis is typically caused by backslash of gear, then friction, then linkages in pivots and electricity of material. The hysteresis error can be reduced by proper design, selection of mechanical component. Hysteresis is usually expressed in percentage of full scale output. Now this is the drift. So drift again having two types, zero drift and sensitivity drift. So what is this drift? Sometime what is this zero drift? We are going to discuss about the zero drift or bias or interfering input. Sometimes you say you can see in this pressure gauge, we are taking the example of the pressure gauge which we are going to use the pressure in our tire tube. So if this pressure gauge is very old one, you can say that its indicator gets shifted from the zero value. Its indicator get shifted from the zero value, and when it is not applied in work or when there is no pressure inside this tire tube, still it's showing the some input, or the pointer is not at 0, it will be at value of 0.01 bar. So it is zero drift, means the value is shown when there is a zero input, we called it as a zero drift. This is due to the multiple use of these instruments, or some backslash, some error within the spring or within the instruments. It is called as the zero drift. And sensitivity drift means sometimes because of the ambient temperature or ambient air there will be some changes of this instrument will occur from its zero reading. We called it as a sensitivity drift or zero factor drift. Define the amount by which an instrument sensitivity varies as the ambient conditions change. Ambient conditions means the surrounding atmospheric condition. It is quantified by a sensitivity drift coefficient. Then here we are going to see the dynamic characteristics of the instrument. It describes the behavior between the time and input quantity changes in values and the time when the instrument output attains a steady value. So what is this dynamic characteristics? It is the characteristics when the input varies rapidly with time. In general, both static and dynamic characteristics are important to characterize a given instrument. Ordinarily, the linear differential equation with constant coefficient is most widely used mathematical model to study the dynamic response in time. Actually, dynamic characteristics will be the three types: first order, zeroth order, and second order instrument. The dynamic characteristics of the measurement system are: the measurement systems, especially in industrial, aerospace, or biological applications, are subjected to input which are not static but dynamic in nature. Means their input varies rapidly with time. The dynamic characteristics of instruments can be described by speed of response, then measuring lag, fidelity, and dynamic errors. So first is response. So first is speed of response. So what is the speed of response? Speed of response, it is the time taken by the instrument to respond to the change in input. It is termed here as speed of response. Briefly we can study it as response time. The time elapsed between an input is applied and the time in which the system gives an output corresponding to this change in input some specific percentage. Example, it is given as 95% of the final value. Then the rise time. Time taken for an output to rise to some specific percentage of steady state output. Often the rise time refers to the time taken for the output to result from 10% of the steady state value to 90% of the steady state value. Then settling time. This is the time taken for the output to settle to within the some percentage. Example, 2% of the steady state value. Here, the measuring lag. What is this measuring lag? It is that an instrument does not immediately react a change in output. So, it is the measuring lag. The measuring lag is defined as the delay in response of an instrument to a change in measuring quantity. There are two types of measuring lag: is the retardation type and the time delay type. In this case, the response of an instrument begins immediately after a change in measured has occurred. Then time delay type. In this type, the response of the system begins after a date time, that means after the application of the input. Then fidelity. Fidelity of a measurement system is defined as the ability of a system to reproduce the output in the same variation of the input. Okay, so this is the fidelity. In fidelity measurement system, there is no time lag or phase shift between the input and the output. Okay, so here students, we are going to see again listen me. This fidelity is the ability to reproduce the changes in input signals faithfully. It is defined as degree to which an instrument indicates the change in the measured variable without dynamic errors. Poor fidelity indicates non-linearity of the measuring device or system. Okay students, so here we are stopping this characteristics of the measuring instruments. In the next section we will see about the sensors. So sensors are position sensors, then potentiometers, then linear variable differential transformers, rotary variable, then optical encoders, primary sensor, optical proximity sensor. All these sensors we will going to see in the next section. See you in that section.